your budget. How many of you will not put your hand up no matter what I say? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lincia Rosario and I'm going to be your host for this wonderful, wonderful evening. Time, I believe, is one of the most valuable assets, and each one of you have invested your time, and thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that people consuming content has drastically changed. What do people want today? People want content which is quick, videos which are quick, content which is more impactful. Research says that India is a country which is growing exponentially when it comes to video consumption. Ladies and gentlemen, VOOT is the digital platform of Viacom 18, and we are the fastest growing OTT platform. Not only this, today if you want to watch any of your favorite content, you want to watch any of your favorite video, then what do you need to do? You need to download what? You need to download VOOT, because there you get all the content, all the video that you want, ranging from engaging drama, ranging from comedy, ranging from spoof, and content which is fresh, content which is engaging, content which is, I would say, very, very unique and gripping. And this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is so very special, and I'm sure you're going to love this as it unfolds. But before that, I'm going to call someone very special on stage. He's much loved, he's a visionary leader. What do I tell? The man behind the country's fastest growing media conglomerate. In the last 6 years that he's been at the helm of Viacom 18, the media house has opened 3 lines of business in experiential entertainment, consumer products, and a network's future-ready business line of digital entertainment through VOOT. A man who has shaped the company on the basis of his philosophy being leveraging synergies to create an ecosystem that empowers Viacom 18 to identify and enter white spaces. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Managing Director of Viacom 18, Mr. Siddharth.
Thank you, Lincia. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all my friends from the creative fraternity, actors, directors, writers, all of you here who are here. Thank you very much for being here. And a very good evening to all my friends from media. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being here. Let me start the journey by, if we were to describe what we are doing at Viacom 18, and if I was to read out our mission statement or talk to you about it in one simple sentence, I think it's very simple. It is that we are in the business of taking every story to its audience and every audience to its story. So that's the business we are in. We've actually been doing a reasonably good job, I would say, of this in our television business. We've been doing a very good job of it in our film business. And as new screens open up, we are now taking our first steps in the digital area and taking on these screens. We want to build a company which is screen agnostic, platform agnostic, and pipe agnostic, and stay true to who we are, which is our mission of taking every story to its audience and every audience to its story. In this journey, we are gathered here today to talk to you where we are on our VOOT journey so far. Let me first start by talking to you about the Indian OTT opportunity and Indian OTT space. And as you are aware, the space has opened up dramatically in the last 2 years with the revolution that has been brought about by Jio. This space penetration is increasing as data consumption is going up, as data is becoming more and more affordable, and as smartphones are becoming more and more affordable. So if you look at industry watch time in this period, and I'm taking the period of last 2 years, so let's say from middle of 16 to middle of 18, this period, the watch time has exploded by 4 times. So it's 4x from where we started off. The audience which is currently watching video online in India is already close to about 300 or 350 million. But the more heartening news is that this number is going to be about 750 million, and I hope my estimates are wrong, it could even be 800 million by 2020, which is just a couple of years from now. And that places it in the size of where China is today in terms of digital consumption, and will make it if we are already the second largest, we could even be competing for number 1 with China as we go forward. I think the things which have driven it, as I was telling you, is one is affordability. So if you were to dial back a couple years, the cost of data in India, so 1 gigabyte data, 1 GB data as we call it, used to be close to about 300 rupees in 2014. And that number today is already down to sub 20. So you can see the kind of sharp reduction that has happened, and that's fueling the consumption. At the same time, the data consumption, which used to be close to about 2 GB per smartphone at that point in time, actually maybe again around 2016, is now close to about 8 GB per smartphone. So that has gone up by 4x. So the kind of consumption boom which is happening, smartphones, the price of smartphones is continuously coming down. As you know, Xiaomi, which is one of our latest entrants in smartphones, offers its starting smartphone at close to about 7,000 rupees. So we are already at a $100 price. That is leading to this boom where close to about 300 million smartphones are already present in the country, and we are adding about 100-150 million more. My sense is that as we bring down the price of smartphone, which I'm sure we will, and that number comes to closer to about 3,500 or 4,000, which is roughly $50. There's a lot of work happening in this space. This will just boom because India is a very price-sensitive country. And then, as we speak of 2020, they may actually be close to about 700-800 million smartphones. All of this leads to a lot of consumption of video as percentage of total mobile traffic. That number was 40% about 2 years back, is around 70% today, and is likely to be near 100%, definitely 90% plus by 2020. So we are looking at a time when basically the Indian OTT opportunity will explode. But the great news about India is an ad country. As we do a lot of these, the screens which are already present are the big screen. The oldest screen is thriving, which is filmed, and we are very excited about that. The big screen or the home screen, which is television, is continuing to grow, and I for one am convinced that the future of television in India is television. But having said all of this, the growth in digital is phenomenal, and we should be here to catch this growth and stay true to our mission to be able to tell stories on this screen as well. And if I was to talk about this then, where are we on the VOOT journey? And what has the VOOT growth story been thus far? So if you look at the VOOT story, we started our journey again roughly about 2 years back. So the VOOT started the journey in 2016, May of 2016 to be precise. That continued. The big milestone was the first billion video minutes which got launched basically we reached that number in November of 2017. So within, November of 2016, sorry. So within close to about 6 months of our launch, we were already doing 1 billion video minutes. In the process, we've always been doing things technologically to make sure that we are relevant to India, and we make sure that our stories are seen by more and more Indians. So we also did a very fundamental thing, which is about the next big milestone, which I would like to talk about, is that we introduced the progressive web application on VOOT. What is progressive web application? Is basically PWA is a feature which allows you to see videos and see it in an app-like environment on your feature phone. So you are browsing through web, but you are actually having the experience of an app, very pertinent and very relevant to India, at least India of then and India of today, which is basically, which has a lot of feature phones. So, you know, we have close to about 1 billion phones, majority of phones currently are still feature phones. So this feature, we were the first ones to do it, we were the first, we partnered with Google, they did this the first time anywhere in the world with us on VOOT, and there is no surprise that we got the IBC Innovation Award in 2017 for the same. In November 2017, we hit our second milestone, which is what was 1 billion video minutes in November of 2016 became 4x, which is basically, you know, 4 billion video minutes is what we reached in November of 2017. And as we approach our third year in November of 2018, we are likely to double this number, if not treble it, as we go forward in this space. So this is something which is continuously building on. The last one, and which is the purpose of our assembly here today, is our latest original, which has come very recently, is Gets the AR in our season 3, is amongst India's top 5 rented web series on any platform ever. So I think we've hit about 30 million views, which basically makes it on any platform ever amongst the top 5. And I think that gives us confidence that we are here to make sure that we provide content to this audience, the audience which wants to consume in this space, enjoy it, binge watch it, and then basically take this part of the street forward. Having said all of this, what is then the roadmap for VOOT as we continue? So VOOT will continue to bring to life Viacom 18's vision of opening new worlds. If you look at one of our vision statements has always been that we want to open new worlds and I think bring out new thoughts and new ideas. And if you will see in our content, and Monica will come and later talk about, I think in everything which we are talking about, we are going to do this piece. The other thing which we are doing is staying true to our story on every audience, to taking every story to every audience and every audience to the story. The technological work which is being done by our technical team, quite soon, we have a small technology center now in Bangalore. I think the kind of work which we are doing with the team there, we are looking at being able to understand the requirement of each and every audience at a granular level and being able to provide that story to that audience. That's the piece which we are working on. The third thing, which is what we are all gathered here for, and we will hear more about that, is in the immediate future, we are launching 18 new originals across genres and languages. So I think that's the piece you will see. We are looking at genres such as psychological thrillers, mystery, sports, crime, family drama, young rom-com, a lot of them as we go. Our ability to look at other pieces in our network and as a synergy across the Reliance network and Network 18, we've brought together news in VOOT now. This is a very recent feature, so as you dial in and as you sort of log onto VOOT, you can see all our news channels. We are the #1 network as a News 18 network. We have presence across 16 languages, and all of that is available to you on VOOT as we go forward. I think this reserves a round of applause. The other piece is that in order to develop a digital experience, I think there are two things which have to happen in tandem. There is content, but there is technology. And I think that is another area which we will continue to work on. I spoke about it a little bit with our technological center already coming up, engineering and technology center coming up in Bangalore, being driven by Mohit Srivastava there. I think we've already done basically the web application which I spoke to you about. The second feature which we are bringing out now as we speak is what is called Google Watch Action. This is again the first of its kind anywhere in APAC region, and what it does is that if you are searching for any of our content, it allows you a one-button experience to go straight into that content. So from Google search engine, you straight go into that. That is the feature. The convenience it provides and the ease of use is something which will be very useful. The second thing which we are doing is all our originals which are going to come on our OTT players will actually have Dolby surround sound. I think that's the piece which you will see as well. First again, being done by anybody, anywhere. In a sense for me, actually VOOT, if you look at it, begins to encapsulate everything which Viacom 18 has to offer. I think it brings with it all the elements of all the areas of Viacom 18, the different things which we do are all encapsulated in this product and are available to you at a touch of a button, as they say. You can start watching it, start enjoying it, and start using it. I think with this, the other thing which we are also doing is as we build our local product, we are going into looking at more and more regional. So to me, regional is the new national, and therefore there is a lot of consumption which will happen in regional, and we are building our content for regional, we are building our product experience for regional, and we are building our ability to publish in regional. So that the next round of consumers who will come from vernacular languages. These viewers will be able to enjoy it in the language of their choice. And in all of this, I think the key important thing is that we keep building this product, but we also give this experience to international audience. So the next important step which we are taking is actually to take VOOT international. And by the end of this year, we will enter the first country, which is UK. We've chosen to go to UK because that's a country which resonates very well with Asian, the Asian content. It resonates exceedingly well with our content per se from Viacom 18. It's got a reasonable size of Asian, South Asian diaspora. It's also got youngsters who've got disposable incomes, who've got proclivity to consume content on digital as well. So I think that's where we are going. We are going to go with our first telco partnership, so it will be a telco partnership-led entry into UK. But very soon we'll follow it up with VOOT being available on the App Store. So whether it's the Google Play Store or the iOS App Store, I think you will have VOOT available there as well. So I think our foray into international is our next big thing. Digital to me is a great opportunity in allowing us to go international, because that's when we will be able to target each and every audience who's interested in our content. In the past, we had to look at clusters, and it was a business-to-business model. So you would say, okay, I will give my channels to the diaspora market. I will release my films in places where the Indian diaspora is present or where there will be demand for this. The beauty about digital is that what you do is you put it up, it's there, it's available on the app stores, it can be consumed by anybody, anywhere. It could be an individual sitting in the remotest of places in Africa or in the continent of Europe somewhere who would be able to access it and use it. So international journey is an important journey, and we are really beginning in that space, so that's very, very important. Finally, I'd like to sign off by talking about the most critical thing which this brings in as far as I'm concerned, is synergies and our ability to take Viacom 18 together to the audience. So I think which in the earlier screens was limited by the screen. So you would have a channel which will talk to somebody, you would have our films which will basically be out and will be doing something, you will have a live and experiential entertainment, but a lot of this piece which we do all around can now be taken through VOOT and be taken to the audience. So I think that's something which I'm extremely excited about. At this note, rather than just continuing my monologue, I'd like to call my other colleagues to talk about synergy and take this evening forward. So if I could call Ajit Anthare, Ravish Kumar and Monica Shergill on the stage, please. Thank you.
With us, ladies and gentlemen, is Ravish Kumar, the head regional entertainment Viacom 18.
That we are able to give this experience to the consumer through that brand. It's therefore an exclusive digital first brand. Interestingly, there's a story about this brand name as well. So when we started thinking about, so we were clear strategically that we will have a digital first, digital exclusive brand. The question is, what should be the brand name and how should we go about it? So a lot of people said, let's go out to certain agencies and look for a brand name. Then most people turned around and said, no, but we are a content powerhouse, we've got so much stuff in the company, why don't we look at our content people to come with a brand name? So we opened up a small competition within the company, where we said that different teams, and we have multiple teams across our channel teams, our motion picture teams, and so on and so forth, even our digital trending team which had come up by then. So actually saying that, why don't you come up with a brand name? And everyone sort of turned around and sort of given their brand name options. They depicted it, they shared how it will be forward. We liked some of them, but it wasn't good. I thought the mistake we had made is compartmentalize it by taking it into individual channel teams and keeping those teams intact. The second round of work which we did is we meshed it up. We said you could sort of mingle up, go and whoever you wanted to be with, and go ahead and you know, give some information. That also we got better results, but nothing wow in there. Finally, we opened it up to the entire company. And lo and behold, the name came from a person who had been with us for 3 months. A 22-year-old young Sacharoda. I don't know whether he's here or not. And I think he basically gave the name, which is basically, it is a crowdsourced, digital native, digital exclusive, digital first brand name brought to you only by Y-Public. While I'm on this one and on the synergies and all that, I'm first of all glad that I'm here. Let me first flip the question to Ajit. And you know, Ajit, a lot of people wonder that, you know, now that digital has come in, what will be the implication of all of that on films, and how will film business continue to thrive? Will it be a problem? Will it be an advantage? I think that's one area.
So that's as you, I think, touched upon at the beginning as well. In the beginning, let's all remember, there were films. You know, when I say in the beginning, I say before TV was born. And you know, the entertainment history is documented where similar concerns were voiced. People thought, okay, the film is dead, TV is going to reach all the living rooms, and what's going to happen to films? Films, of course, thrived on. TV has become a huge business, possibly a much bigger business, and I think we are similarly seeing a third transformation. I see all three coexisting beautifully because I think there is something, each of these channels, when I say channel, I mean the three modes of distributing stories or media, each of them have to offer something unique. So movies are about what? They ultimately are about experience. You know, you go out there, you put yourself in that dark room, and nothing beats the experience of the dark room. So experience is something that consumer will continue to experience through the channel of movie theaters. And as we saw, you know, when the movies are able to provide that, consumer delight is always accompanied with that. If you talk about TV, I think what it does most distinctively is it just gives you phenomenal reach. You know, the kind of reach that TV has, films can just not compare with that. So that is the distinction that TV offers as a channel. What I think digital brings in is a third piece, which is of personalization or of niches. And I think as a storyteller, when you leverage something like a TV, what you get is reach, but what you lose out on is also the opportunity to talk to those several niches that exist. And I think that's where people who are in the business of storytelling and content are most excited about. They're going back to all their dustbins and all their lower files and pulling out those scripts that they could tell for this reason, that reason. And I think it's a very exciting time. And the three can very, very beautifully coexist. To your point of how could digital films actually find a new leash in a sense, or how could we do digital only films? I think the one thing which is there about the first two medium is that they are a bit of like flying the plane in the air without really knowing what will happen. You know, there's a lot of intuition, there's a lot of creative leap, and so on and so forth. I think what is special about digital is it blesses you with data and it blesses you with consumer insights, and therefore it's not a sort of open medium in that sense, and you come from insight, you come from data, and that allows you to mine small niches, small segments, and allows you to fit stories and offer stories tailored to those segments. And I think that's the way, again, we'll be able to hopefully tell film stories and kind of films that have never been possible. So we are so excited. We've actually put away all the filters. We don't need to worry about whether the film will recover money or not. We are saying, is there a new exciting story to tell? Bring it on, and we will tell it through our digital medium. Yeah.
Thanks, Ajit. And as you may know, I think some of you, in Ajit's team, we also are now starting out what is called the tipping points content piece, and everything which will come out of digital will come out under tipping points. So I think that's the piece. if you're looking at it, that's the way of content creation there. Ravish, I think, as I was talking about, you know, regional is the new national, and I'm a big fan of regional. We're driving regional very aggressively in channels as well. But do you think, one, is the time right for regional in content as well? And what more needs to be done for digital content, particularly for regional? And how do you think the synergies could come across, and what are we doing in this space for the audience?
Thanks, Sudhanshu. I think, you know, we in regional have been accused of being OTT even before OTT came along. Our content was over the top, it was loud, it was exaggerated. You know, so in many ways we were there, yeah. But if I take a step back and I think about where we are today, I think we in regional are absolutely delighted to see the growth of digital. For the simple reason we see it being a force multiplier. You know, Ajit has talked about it, I'm sure Monica will refer to it as well. That once digital comes in, you know, it just allows us to go from inclusive programming to exclusive programming. You know, so now you can, instead of catering to mass audiences, you can cater to, forget niche audiences, you can cater to audience of one. So it's a phenomenal feeling for any company to be in. And to cover the entire length of the spectrum, I think is fabulous, Nacho. Moving on from there, you know, what else does, where does digital take us? I think it takes us down a very, very exciting journey. So it allows us to get into formats which are much more finite. It allows us to tell stories that are far more rooted, relatable, riveting. And frankly, you know, edge of your seat, you binge watch, you can't just get off it, you come in late to work, you take a day off. We've all done that because it is so fabulous, you know, and content is the lifeblood of what everyone in this room does and everyone outside this room watches. Which I think is a lot that digital can learn from. And digital is all about your formats, your expressions, giving me what I want, when I want. So Sudhanshu, actually I see them being very, very complementary. I see them growing the ecosystem, and frankly, there's a great time to be a viewer. You know, there's a tsunami of content headed your way, so please enjoy it, you know, as you get swept away into it.
No, you're absolutely right, Ravish. I think I see them really complementary. I think amongst everything else that you spoke about, I think the other thing which will become very popular in India, and definitely in region, but all across, is the companion viewership. Which is what I mean by that, is you're not only watching your program on television, but you're also interacting with that program and with perhaps in future with actors, with costumes, with everything, using your mobile. And I think this interactivity is something which we are building. We are working with many partners, and I think therefore building that in interactivity complements everything which we do in a very classical sense of complementing things as well. So very well said, Ravish. Thank you very much. Monica, finally moving to you. Everyone is eager to talk about content. But before we talk about the content, my last question, and you know, so then before I hand it over to you, I think, you know, we've been doing storytelling at Y18, arguably, you know, we've been doing storytelling on television, films, otherwise as well. What is it different about digital? And is it the same thing, or is it different? And what would you say, and what your experience thus far has been, and how would you talk about the storytelling?
Thank you, sir. Actually, I would tend to agree with what Ajit and Ravish have both pointed out, that the real power of digital, the real power of a streaming platform is the tremendous amount of personalization. It is so liberating to think that it's not one size fits all. The opening night on TV is still a very important thing. The closed dark room experience is going to be very, very relevant. We all love cinema. But I think what streaming does and what it's doing very rapidly is it's making the content really reach out to you with a very, very personal experience in your time, your space, and the ability to really very micro-target the audience, you know, with whether the kind of stories that you're telling or, you know, the characters, the universe that you're creating, stories which cannot be told to many people, you know, at one go, can be told to very, very significant groups of people, you know, different diverse storytelling for different groups of people, and it's all relevant and it's all a very enriching experience. So I think streaming gives that power in the hands of the consumer. This is a one medium which, you know, directly gives the power to the consumer. You're not, you know, at the mercy of anybody else. People are creating for you. There is someone somewhere telling your story. That's very important.
No, thank you very much. And as you know, Monica and her team, Akash and everyone in our team there, basically we're working on a project basically called Maverick, as it's perhaps rightly called, and it's an acronym by the way, so I don't want to bore you with that acronym. But Maverick actually deals with this entire piece of how do we personalize, how do we customize, how do we take this piece forward for our projects and our storytelling. Without further ado, I think let's get into the meat of everything we want to talk about, the content. Let me leave the stage to Monica and to all her beautiful people who will be here soon. So over to Monica and talk about all this stuff.
Off-screen, amazing talent, all the people who I'm so proud and happy to collaborate with for the shows that we are going to create, and to all the people who are here for whom we'll create the show. Thank you very much. A very, very good day. So I'm going to get a little cheeky here, even though my boss just very, very graciously handed over the stage to me. Sudhanshu, pardon me this, and I have the liberty to say this because Viacom 18 is perhaps one of the only media companies which is not just about the boys club. It is about the real women power, and Sudhanshu has ensured that it is that. So I'm going to take the attention away from the boys club now, sorry boys, to the real woman power at Viacom 18. And so basically, I really feel that, as women, we keep working silently. We wear many hats at work, at home, and we seldom, end up taking center stage, and it's because we always allow the men to set the rules. But back in 2016, when we had just launched, we decided that no more of the boys' rules. When everybody was doing boys' issues and sex comedies, we were the only ones who decided that why not create a drama which is for the women, by the women, me, my team, Tanya, and the whole team. We decided that it must be for women and it must say something very relevant. And that's when we decided to do It's Not That Simple. And it was, the lead actress was a powerhouse performer at that time, and even more so now, Swara Bhaskar. And the story was really about a housewife, a mother, and a woman who actually chose the perfect affair over an unhappy marriage. So It's Not That Simple attained critical acclaim. It was a commercial success, and it's returning for a big bang season 2 now, and I would really like
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Said we will mean to play with them like this. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Said we will mean to play with them like the street. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hey!
मेरा चाइल्डहुड बडी, मेरी पार्टनर और मेरा तीनों ने मेरे बीच में झूला पोता है। रेस की आखिरी लैप में मुझे गेम से ही बाहर निकाल दिया। फिर भी मैं खड़ी हूँ, क्योंकि औरतों का दिल नर्म होता है, दिमाग नहीं।
career, money. I'm not going to say orgasm, divorce, just for you, Karan. What would you choose for me? Love? Why do you think I'm asking this question? Because it's an off time. Come on. Yes. Money? Love? Career? Sex?
Well, I would choose love.
You would choose love. Vivan?
शादी तो हो चुकी तो करियर में
Career. Pura.
I think love.
Okay.
Yeah, I think love. शादी मेरी भी हो गई पर love is.
See, all women out there are excited. Okay, Karan?
Sorry, sex was an option? Sex was an option?
Sex is always an option. Karan.
Sex.
And you should be asking that.
Totally sex.
Yes.
Especially standing next to her.
Okay. Okay. Swara, one second. Since all the boys have answered, I would really like you to think about it and answer because that's what the whole season depends on. We don't know whether they are lying, telling the truth. The show will tell us. What's your take? Season 2.
I rejected you in the first season, so you're out of it. Well, I think that if what are the options? Career, family, what?
Career, family, love, sex, money.
Twitter.
Sumit really knows her.
Well, I think that doing this show has made me realize that women deserve it all, including Twitter. So,
Alright.
yeah, I choose all.
Yes.
But honestly, I mean, I just want, sorry. No, I just want to say that I'm coming back for the second time to It's Not That Simple along with Vivan and Karanveer and Danish. And, okay, and a lot of people. But as Meera, yeah. Apart from Purav and Sumit. But I think that every time that I've done It's Not That Simple, I feel like I've learned something new. Not just about life and relationships, but also about myself. Because I spent the whole first season asking Danish कि ये कैसी horrible औरत है. And Danish kept saying to me that no, but women can be flawed and women can be confused and why do you want to always play these virtuous characters? And then I came back on this season and I read the episode and I called up Danish and this time I also called Monica in the VOOT team and I was like, yeah, अभी भी horrible औरत है और ये horrible हो गई है. And they were like, नहीं but Sara, people can.
Sorry, I don't agree.
Should I stop talking?
You are irreverent on Twitter and you want to be conservative in real life. Sorry, bad example.
I was just trying, the world should know that my Twitter personality is not my real.
I'm going to stop you right there.
No, but I just want to say that
In the show.
no, it is absolutely, I think that it's not that simple. Both 1 and 2 are doing amazing things in terms of content and in terms of the content that Indian audiences see. Because I think that like the first season was the first time you saw an affair from the perspective of a woman. I think that in the second season, we now see, the very real struggles of a single working mother. And the idea that even mothers who we put on such a pedestal can, struggle with ambition, with the desire for love, for partnership, for family, and for success. So just thank you, VOOT, for teaching me that.
I will get everyone to sort of have a one-on-one conversation at the end of this. I have to present 18 shows, guys. So we have to scratch.
You get out.
Thank you, guys, for being
Thank you.
so backstage. And guys, please take care.
एक बड़ी साजिश कोई नहीं कर सकता डर रोग या मौत से
हम अपने परिवार को नहीं चुनते, हमारा परिवार हमें चुनता है। अब आपकी किस्मत, परिवार आपकी ताकत बनती है या मौत का कारण?
नमस्कार, मैं सुंदर। आज के समाचार में आइए देखते हैं।
कुछ दिख नहीं रहा भाई।
तो आइए सुनते हैं।
ये तो ब्लैक कॉमेडी है। और ये भारतीय फुटबॉल टीम दुनिया के बेहतरीन टीमों के साथ कदम से कदम मिलाकर नई ऊंचाइयों को छूते हुए बरतानिया प्रेस ने इन्हें नया कदम का नाम दिया है।
This is my better profile.
My apologies.
Hello everybody. This is the first time in my life that I'm going to write a web series. And whenever you are doing something for the first time, you are excited. I remember so very clearly when I wrote my first song for Mr. Yash Chopra, Dekha Hai Khwaab Ke Silsile Mein. And I remember many years ago when I wrote my first film as a dialogue writer, 100 rupees per month. Thankfully this time I'm getting a little more. Barefoot 11. Now 11 is obviously not a very mysterious thing. You put one more in 10, it becomes 11. But what is barefoot? What's the meaning of barefoot? People without shoes and sandals and chappals? Or more than that? Actually, barefoot doctor, a barefoot lawyer, a barefoot teacher, barefoot activist. No, activist is a four-letter word. It means there is nothing between them and the ground, and the earth, and dharti. They are in touch with the ultimate reality, that is the land underneath our feet. That is barefoot. And a game, a sport is just not a sport, just not a game. It's much more than that. You know, you feel identity, find an identity, you feel proud of your nation, of your identity, for so many reasons. And one of them is today, these golds and these silvers that are coming are making us feel better, good. At least something good is happening. It is, this story is about those people who made us proud, who made us feel wonderful that we are Indians. People who kicked the football and it went to goal. Nowadays people kick the goal like a football. Things have changed nowadays. So thank you very much. It is really an honor and pleasure to get this opportunity, and I know that I'm thoroughly going to enjoy writing it. And it's my experience that you only do any work with any degree of competence only if you're enjoying doing it. Thank you.
Historic journey of football in India back in the late 1940s, and more when we release the show on VOOT. Thank you very much. Thank you, Javed sir. We really have a conscience. I want it answered as quickly as possible for us to see the show. Yes.
अरे खूब होती है, वो कॉन्शियस होती है उनके अपने क्लाइंट्स के लिए जो उन्हें पैसे देते हैं, जो अपॉइंट करते हैं, तो उस वक्त से जब कॉन्शियस हो जाती है उनकी क्लाइंट, वो क्या चाहते हैं तो उनका रिजल्ट जो है लाने की कोशिश करते हैं पूरे तन मन से। दैट्स ऑल। इनकलाब जिंदाबाद।
As Niharika, I thought that I was told that they don't. I've become a lawyer to prove that they do. Wonderful.
Conscience is a very tiny voice in your head that tells you right from wrong, and some people listen to that voice and some don't.
Well, as a corporate lawyer, it really depends on the job.
Yes, that's a deep one. I agree. And what do you do from behind bars? Scared?
पर्सनल कर रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स का होटल में बाहर नहीं